Absolutely. So you have a few things that I want you to keep in mind. So first of all, you're going to have the statute of limitations. You probably heard of statute of limitations before. The statute of limitations is how much time does the victim of the crime or the victim of the accident have to file a lawsuit. And so for almost every auto accident in Colorado that involves private parties, so non-governmental parties, it's going to be 3 years for auto accidents. For a slip and fall, 2 years. And so same with dog bites. But you need to also remember, if it's a governmental entity, there's a couple of components here, which is you're only going to get 2 years. And then you also need to put them on notice within the first few months after the incident. And there's notice requirements. I definitely recommend that you talk to a lawyer if you're trying to figure that out, because if you don't do that notice properly, then it doesn't matter what the statute of limitations is, because your case is going to get thrown out. And the other thing to keep in mind with the statute of limitations is most lawyers, if they have the time, are going to try to avoid a lawsuit by making a claim with the insurance company, and then they only file the lawsuit if, in response to the claim, the insurance company denies it or gives you a low ball that's not a fair amount. And so now there are exceptions to all of this, of course. There are some attorneys who are extremely aggressive, especially if it's a certain kind of insurance company. They'll just file right away. There's a few insurance companies where I know, based on that case, they're not going to make a fair offer. They just are constitutionally incapable of doing it. And so I might just tell the client, hey, we're going to file right away. Of course, the attorney should be getting the client's permission to file that lawsuit. They don't just file it because it's expensive. And I talk about with how much you pay your lawyer. A lot of attorneys, myself included, will charge a higher rate if it's in a lawsuit. And so I get my client's permission first and tell them, hey, this is what the rate's going to be. But also I'll tell them, here's what I think I can get you. So in the context of the statute of limitations, you want to make sure you're timing it right so that you have time to submit the claim to the insurance company. The insurance company has time to review it before the statute of limitations. I've had some clients who have come to me right before the statute of limitations is about to run. And so in that case, there is no time to do what we call pre-litigation negotiations. And so we've got to file a lawsuit right away, because once that statute of limitations occurs, you're almost always out of luck.